Elisha, the great prophet of Israel, was a man through whom God worked mighty miracles, multiplying oil, healing the sick, even raising the dead. But one of the most astonishing demonstrations of divine power happened after his death. In 2 Kings 13 verse 21, we find an unusual event. A group of Israelites, in the middle of burying a man, quickly throw his body into Elisha'S tomb to avoid raiders. When the body touches Elisha'S bones, the man comes back to life. Elisha'S life and ministry, his prophetic calling and miraculous works. Before Elijah was taken up to heaven, Elisha asked for a double portion of his spirit. After Elijah was carried away in a whirlwind, Elisha picked up his mantle, struck the Jordan River, and the waters parted, confirming that he had inherited Elijah's prophetic authority. The people of Jericho complained that their water was bad and causing death. Elisha threw salt into the spring and declared healing over it, and the water remained pure from that day forward. A widow was in debt and about to lose her sons to slavery. Elisha instructed her to gather empty jars and pour out the little oil she had. Miraculously, the oil kept flowing until every jar was full, providing enough for her to pay her debts and live off the rest. I believe that the widow was the wife of Elijah. A woman who had shown kindness to Elisha was devastated when her son suddenly died. Elisha prayed and stretched himself over the child, and the boy came back to life. Naaman, a Syrian commander, suffered from leprosy. Elisha told him to wash 7 times in the Jordan River, and though he was initially skeptical, he obeyed and was completely healed. A borrowed axe head fell into the river, and the man who lost it was distressed. Elisha threw a stick into the water, and the iron floated to the surface, allowing the man to retrieve it. When the Arameans surrounded Elisha, he prayed for them to be struck with blindness. He then led them into the heart of Israel's territory, where they were fed and released instead of being killed, showing mercy even in conflict. Even after his death, Elisha'S anointing remained. When a dead man's body was thrown into Elisha'S tomb, it touched his bones and came back to life. Elisha'S ministry was marked by supernatural provision, healing, and prophetic insight. His life demonstrated that God's power was not limited to one moment, but continued to work through him, even beyond his lifetime. In Acts 19 verse 12, it says that even handkerchiefs and aprons that had touched Paul were taken to the sick, and they were healed and delivered from evil spirits. This passage is often cited as an example of how God's power can work through physical objects as a point of contact for faith. Thanks for watching.